Let's get energized. We have a big day of learning, of growth. We do these calls every single Saturday. If you don't know, now you know. We have people in person here in Minnesota as well, and on Zoom, obviously, for you guys that aren't able to be here. But what I recommend, guys, in person, meeting up with your team, having in-person events, those are very, very powerful ways for you to not only keep your team locked in and fired up, but also a great way for prospects to come see this information and really feel that energy, guys, because we have, five plus senses, right? All these different senses. If you're just texting people and if you're just calling people, you're only activating a couple. Right, when you're in person, hopefully there's not much touching and tasting, but you get to activate a lot more and be able to feed off of a lot more energy and transfer that. So, with that, thank you guys for hopping on today. If you guys don't see some of your people on this call, continue to hit them up. But right now, what we're going to do is first, I'm going to introduce myself because there's a lot of people that don't know who I am. My name is Sipa. I've been in this industry trading network marketing for about 5 years now. Okay, I'm 23 years old. I'm here in Minnesota, and this journey has been crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. Ups and downs, ups and downs. When I first got started, guys, it was with a different platform. Okay. Myself, I've invested about tens of thousands of dollars into my own education. Okay. So for those of you that, maybe haven't been in here for too long, or this is your first kind of go at the trading space, congratulations. Okay. You found the shortcut. All right. For me, guys, I didn't have anything like prop firms or I had to use my own capital upfront, and the education was very subpar. Luckily, at 19 years old, I was able to purchase my first property, so I got into real estate. It was about time for me to move out, and I was planning on moving to Miami, but I decided to stay close to save on costs, have a more comfortable living environment, and be closer to my family. At 20 years old, guys, I got my real estate license, and I didn't do much with it, to be honest, guys, because I was in full-time school at that time, studying to be an accountant. But everything was ramping up for me, right? Trading, right? My business, I was starting to help a lot more people. People were depending on me, holding higher levels of responsibility. And it got to the point where I had to make a decision, okay? I could not imagine growing my business further, right? From where it was at and growing my trading expertise further and doing all those things and go back to school, having 4 or 5 classes, doing that full time. And so what I did was I made a decision to go all in. Go all in. When people say, don't put all your eggs in one basket, okay? Well, first of all, first and foremost, you got to have an egg that's good enough for you to then diversify. All right, what I mean by that is, if you have a lot of stuff going on, guys, and maybe this is just a part-time thing for you. Maybe you're just okay with, 500 to $1,000 a month that you're going to be making in addition to what you have going on already. That's totally fine. If that's your goal, that's totally fine, right? But the ones that I'm talking to with this story, are the ones who want to go and change their life, change their family's life with this opportunity, right? Increasing your active income to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. Increasing your passive income to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. So, in order for me to reach those goals and to have a mass level of impact, right, that I knew I was able to go and achieve, I dropped out of school, all right, and that's not a recommendation to anybody. I dropped out of school, I dropped real estate, and I went full time in this space. Now, drop a one in the chat if you got started in this industry with Akashex to learn how to trade. Yup. We got some traders in the building. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Well, these Saturday trainings, what we do is we load the front half, typically with some trading training, and it looks different every single week. And then the second half is about the business, mindset, leadership, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, before I get into some trading things, all right, who here already has their ticket locked in for Fort Lauderdale? It's coming up in about 21 days. We got some hands in the room. Let me see some ones in the chat if you are going to Fort Lauderdale. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, guys. Not only will I get to meet you guys, and I'm super, super excited for it. I love meeting new people, especially when they're like-minded. But guys, there's a thing called the law of proximity. I'm sure you guys are all aware of it. Okay. You consider where you're at in life right now with success, with health, all these different pillars of your life that are important. And, are you content with it, right? Are you like, man, I need to do better? Whichever which way that you are sitting at right now, okay? That is determined by what you've done in the past and who you have in your proximity, who you have in your environment in the past and currently. Okay. So you look at the top five people that you have around you. All right. Who are they? Maybe it's family, maybe it's friends, but do they have the life that you want? Are they encouraging you, motivating you, or are they doing the opposite? Okay. Even if they're stagnant, guys, even if they're indifferent, right, with everything that you have going on, that's still not the type of environment that is ideal for someone to go and have massive amounts of success. Okay. When I look at my top five people, guys, those are people either on my team, right, it's like in my downline, right, that are pushing me to be the best role model. They're working hard, right? They're producing results or they're my mentors and cross lines and people that I look up to, and they're pulling me. All right. Now, this environment that I've created for myself, it makes me feel so much better about what I'm doing, more motivated, and it gives me a clear vision on where I'm going. So going to Fort Lauderdale, guys, not only will you be able to meet me, okay, there are so many people in this company, right? Leaders, educators, whatever it may be, that blow me out the water in income, okay? Blow me out the water. And those are the people that I want to go and meet and hang out with and talk to more and learn from. And so this change of proximity, guys, is going to automatically change your mindset, your perspective, and then the actions that you put forth thereon after. All right, so I can't stress it enough. We have a lot of cool things going on. Yeah, Josh, I think I could share my screen. Cool. So, this is one of the Airbnbs that we have. I just wanted to show you guys, if you don't have a stay or your flight booked, all right, you can reach out to me. I have a travel agent who, can help you get situated in different places, no extra cost. If you're a leader or if you have someone on your team, and or yourself, you haven't booked your stuff and you're worried about prices climbing. Guys, this is going to be really, really important to be as diligent as possible. But I wanted to show you guys, hopefully we'll be able to do something cool at this Airbnb, but it's kind of loading kind of slow. But we got a game room right here. Got the dining room right here. But this is the coolest part, okay, guys? It's a nice clean Airbnb, but the outside is really, really nice. And so you don't have to go and get an extravagant Airbnb, guys. But if you're a leader, and you're committed to getting as many people on your team to Fort Lauderdale as possible, then you're gonna want to pack out an Airbnb as much as possible. We'll see if people really want to be there and they're worried about costs. Okay, there's no problem with, people maybe sleeping on the floor with just some blankets, whatever it may be. But we just got to make it happen. Okay. No, nobody has to be too bougie, but we're all there to learn, to grow, and we're going to do it together. So let me try to get to like actually what I want to show you. The outside, we got the ping pong table right there. Anybody here can get random ping pong. I don't care who it is. We got the grill. We got the fireplace. We got a basketball court. Okay, long story short, really, really cool. Super, super excited about this experience. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, go to another browser. So now I want to gauge the audience here. All right. How many of you guys have actually first tell me how long have you guys been trading, right? Or with the Kosheks? Let me know in the chat, guys. How about you guys? Okay, couple of months, 2.5 months, 2 months, 1 month. Okay, about a week, 4 months. All right, guys, we got some rookies in the chat. Let's go. That's exciting. All right, 9 months. Cool. Perfect. Good morning. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a roadmap, first and foremost, on what I tell my people to go and do. Okay. Because when you have people that get started on your team, especially, don't think about if it's just your one person, okay, maybe it's a good friend. You want to help them as much as possible, guys. But I'm not in the business of motivating anybody, right? I want to work with people that are already motivated. We have this platform to leverage, so we're not the only source of education, of mentorship. All right. That's why this business is so powerful because we're able to leverage these kinds of things. So if you are serious, all right, and you haven't gone through the academy, guys, guess what? You're not serious. Okay. And this only takes about 6 to 10 hours, I believe, to really get through. Okay. And this is what I tell people: beginner, advanced, expert, a lot of that is terminology. Okay. And this is kind of like the foundational understanding of trading. Now, that is completely different than the actual money making applicable skill set. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? You're only going to use about 20 to 40% of the knowledge you learn in beginner, advanced, expert in your trading on a day-to-day basis. All right. Which sounds crazy, but it's important because it's going to give you that foundation to understand the terms, to understand which markets that you're kind of more interested in. You can dive deeper into because our educators teach in different markets, right? Now, next step right here, this is where you learn the money making applicable skill set conceptually. Okay. So we have tons of amazing educators on the platform, right? Obviously, top two right here. Just not in terms of ranking, but right here, right in front of us is Joel, Rich. We're gonna have a special guest speaker, Arabella, on the call, who's a phenomenal trader. Okay, so we'll take a look, right? She teaches you exactly what she does top down. All right. When you talk about trading, guys, the technical analysis, the understanding of charts, when to get in, when to get out, how to manage your trades, okay, that's probably only like 20% of the actual learning. Okay. It doesn't take too long to really see it, all right? See it and understand it. And when I say not too long, guys, I'm comparing it to like post-secondary education, like college or university or whatever it may be. You just have to go put in the repetitions, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it at a really fast pace. But you learn exactly what she does when she goes in, how she looks at the market, how she gets out, etc. And so now you're learning her winning strategy, right? All these educator training series, you're learning winning strategies. And when you have a trading plan, guys, if you are on a challenge account and you're trading it and you don't have a trading plan in place with set criteria, guys, guess what? You're playing yourself. To be completely transparent, you are completely playing yourself, right? You're setting yourself up for failure because you're itching to get a payout. Okay, guys, this is not get rich quick. This is get rich possible. And you could do it faster than other people, right? And as fast as possible, but just by putting in the more inputs in the correct way and not rushing the process. All right. So, educator training series. Now, what's the next step? Within your schedule, okay? While you're learning these concepts, you understand it conceptually. You're like, all right, I can see the market. I can see these different patterns, right? I can mark up a chart. Now, what is the next step? All right. Does anybody know? What's the next step after you understand it conceptually? Type in the chat if you know. Anybody here know? Apply it. Okay. Practice. Yes. Act. So now, can I actually execute in the live market? Can I go and apply these concepts? Do I really understand it? Okay. Because that's what really matters. That's how you're going to make money. So that's why we have these live sessions. And a step like, in between, guys, is taking these trade alerts, especially if you're learning from Arabella, guys. Our Arabella will send her trade alerts in. Let's see. When's the last one? Right here. Arabella, trade alert, entry price, stop loss. This is where you're actually taking her trades and you're just copy and pasting it into your trading account. And she's telling you like what she's doing to manage it, right? How she's managing it. You have these updates. Guess what? TP1, TP2, TP3. You would have made money on this trade if you just followed along. And so now you're getting used to clicking the buttons. Okay, guys? A lot of you on this call who are a lot newer, I can click the buttons a lot faster than you because I just have more repetitions. As simple as that. Now, the next step, okay, guys, is being able to apply it with her. All right, let's see if I can find her. There she is. So she is hopping on live, guys. She'll talk a little bit later on this call as well, but you can type in her chat, right? Ask her questions. She's teaching you what she's doing, how she's doing it, why she's doing it, while she's trading her live accounts, right? What a great opportunity to learn alongside the person you're learning from, right? The one who is a professional trader, all right, a market expert. And you have her live schedule here. Now, worst case scenario, if you cannot hop on those calls, guys, especially in the infant stages of your learning journey, her sessions are replayed. Okay. And you can go and watch her sessions and learn whatever you missed out on. All right. So this is kind of the roadmap, guys. If you do not have a trading plan, you should not be on a funded account, in my personal opinion. What if you're trading by yourself? Okay. Now, after all of this, you want to get to the point where you don't need to hop on her sessions and you can trade by yourself with her strategy. You can still hop on and you can still leverage the platform, which is the benefit of it. All right. But you want to get to independency and you cannot skip these steps. All right. You can go and get through them really fast. All right. But that depends on your input. Drop a one if that all makes sense, guys, so far. Perfect. 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 Okay. So now we have like the actual application of what's going on. All right. Now, how do you improve faster without just like putting in more repetitions? Okay, guys, this is what I like to call data analytics. All right. You need to understand where you're at because, guys, I said the technical analysis is 20%. Guess what? 80% of it is psychology, at least 80%. Right. You have to get over. Oh, yeah. So look. What I tell people is the reason why everyone's timeline for learning the skill of trading is different is because it really, really depends on how fast can you overcome the emotions of greed, anger, and fear. That's the psychology portion of it, right? You know what you should be doing, but now are you actually doing it? Are you doing what you say that you're supposed to be doing and that you're following your rules? Oftentimes, for new traders, right, even experienced traders, you can fall into a ditch and break your rules. Okay, guys? Now, when you're trading, guys, and you become a professional trader, what you're actually becoming is a professional risk manager. And for you to hold yourself accountable to following your rules, understanding the emotional state that you're in, guys, you need to be tracking your data. And if you're on a funded account, they do a great job of tracking your data. You can check in to your TradeX Mastery back office. But if you are not, if you're on a demo account, if you are in a live account, guys, you have to do a good job of tracking it. So this is just an example of a trading journal that I made. I'll break it down for you guys a little bit and I'll send it into the chat so you guys can leverage it yourself. Okay. When I send it to you guys, it's going to be only view only. So you're going to have to go file and then make a copy. Where is it? Make a copy so then you can personalize it. Okay. So what is it? Every single trade, I log it. Trade number one, trade number two, whatever it may be, the market, entry time, okay, direction, long or short, that means buy or sell, entry price, exit price, percent risk, setup name, yada, 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 yada. Okay. Now, after every single trading day, I also do a daily summary. Okay. Now, you don't have to be as tedious as me, guys, but I understand how important having specific data sets are. I learned this from Rich as well. Like, if you are going out and testing a strategy, guys, you should at least have a sample size of like 20 trades for you to understand where you're at and have a good enough sample size to have accurate data to reflect how you're actually doing, right? How you're actually trading. So, every single day, right? Total trades, total percent gain or loss, markets traded, what I did well, what needs improvement, emotional state and decision making, plan for tomorrow. Okay. Now, drop another one in the chat if you guys think that keeping track of your data, right? Every single trade, every single day will help you hold yourself more accountable to improve in the correct way. Let me see them ones because I know that this is a big, big game changer for a lot of people. Unmute. Was I muted? Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool, cool. Boom. Perfect. All right, so now that is the link right there. I want you guys to be diligent with it. If you don't want to use mine, guys, or use it as a template, go ahead. Now, Another update, guys. We had Zeus launch, I think this month, right? It's almost been a month since Zeus launched, and people have been going crazy with the copy trading. Okay. Now, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people on with specific educators, guys, but I'm on the site right now. And if you go and get your account set up, if you don't have the copy trading portion, the add-on that CautionX offers, okay, and you have money set aside, you want your money growing for you instead of just sitting in the savings. It could be $250, it could be $500, $1,000. It's up to you. All right. Now, you can put your money into this copy trading account and you can have our educators, our traders trade this money for you completely automatic, right? Tap to trade is semi-automatic. You have to click approve, you have to click, change the risk and then set it aside. So difficult, right? But copy trading is set it up once, boom, set it and forget it. You can go and check it if you want. And that's what I'm doing right now. So Astro, for an example, guys, as you can see, right, since he started, he's up 17%, which is amazing. And, obviously it's been within a month and his profit and loss, you guys can see it right there. So I just want to give you guys a quick update. If you didn't know that Zeus was a thing or that copy trading was a thing, this has been a game changer for people that have been wanting to get into the space of trading, right? You're talking to people, maybe they have their own businesses, maybe they're successful, but guess what? Successful people or, just people in general, they want their money moving for them doing as little as possible. All right, that's how humans work. Now, this is a vehicle for them to go and do that. We just had someone get started about like a week ago, and he owns a roofing company, and he's done, did like $8 million last year, and he has a portfolio of tens of thousands of dollars. And when he saw this, he's like, boom. I'm gonna get the yearly, I'm gonna get Zeus add-on, and I'm just gonna set all my crypto into this account and then have these professionals trade it for me. Okay, guys? Think smarter, move smarter, not harder. So that's a little update with Zeus, a little roadmap. Now, the last thing that I'm going to be going over, guys, is another way for you to expedite your timeline in terms of learning the skill of trading. Okay, guys, I want you guys to move as fast as possible, right? Get to the points of success, whatever that may look like for you, as fast as possible. But remember, you cannot skip steps. Okay. So what I do every single week, okay, I set like, 1, 2 hours aside to do some back testing. All right. Now this is TradingView right here. The back testing is TradingView Essentials. It's you have to pay extra like $15 a month. I think they have free trials for the first month as well. But this is if you really want to take things serious, guys, because when you're trading, what do you have to do? You have to wait for the market to set up. If you're trading live, right? Well, it could be demo, it could be funded. But if you're trading the live markets, all right, you have to wait for setups to happen and then react based on what's happening in the market. Okay. But trading, it's a lot about pattern recognition. If you have your winning strategy, guys, or you're just wanting to learn and create that winning strategy, this is a way for you to expedite that timeline so fast. Now, for example, I'm on the market USD JPY right now. Okay, I can go to the 1 hour, I can go to the 15 minute, whatever it may be. I just click the replay tool, and then I can go back in time. Go back in time. You guys can see some markups right there, just the training that I did. Let's say I want to go back to here. Okay, now I'm all the way back in April. Okay, I'm all the way back in April. I'm looking at the market and it cut out all of this data right here. Okay, let me remove this so I'm not cheating. But you can see that, all right, now you just act like you're in April. And if you want to be more accurate and you're trading in the mornings, okay, you can just mark it up. Go find your spot. All right. If you're trading, this is Thursday, 8 a.m. is right there. Okay. 8 a.m. is right there. Now you're like, all right, what do I see in the market? I'm drawing it up, whether it's for the week, whether it's for the next day. And then you can go and just click next. Click the bars, go next. And then you can decide based off of your markups, right? What do I think the market's actually going to do? And then you can test to see how good your knowledge is. So when you have this journal, this is how it can all go together, right? When you have your journal, you can have a journal specific for back testing, all right? You go and see, all right, if I think that the market is, and this is just like a quick example, just so you guys can understand. Let's say I think the market is going up this way. And now I test it. Let's see, let's see, let's see. All right, boom. Stop loss hit. Okay. Stop loss hit. What does that mean? That means, all right, when you're trading, you should have a set risk set aside for per trade. But let's say I risk 0.5% of my account right there. Now I'm just going to type in minus zero point 0.5. I'm going to go and update my trading journal, and then I'm going to move on to the next trade. Okay. This is a way for you to get virtually unlimited amount of repetitions in the market. And that's going to help move you and progress you so much faster than you just waiting for the market to set up week after week, day after day. All right. Does that make sense, guys? Drop some money signs in the chat if that makes sense. Percentages. Yup. Percentages. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Jay said the copy trading has been like a week. Okay. So like 17% in 1 week. That's phenomenal. Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, awesome, awesome. Now, the next speaker that I want to bring up, guys, I just wanted to give you guys some basics, some foundational steps for you to go and really, really go crush this thing a lot faster than I did, a lot faster than a lot of these other people that are on the call did. Okay, guys, because that's what we are here for. That is our entire purpose of being on these calls, hosting these calls, get the collective moving forward, get them pushing a lot faster than we did. So, excuse me, without further ado. The next person that I want to bring up was one of my personal trading mentors. Okay, guys, I've learned from a lot of people, a lot of people. All right. But this individual right here, not only is he so educated about the markets, so experienced, and has made hundreds of thousands of dollars in the markets himself, but he's also just a great individual to talk to, right? To learn from. He teaches things so simply, at least simply for me. And not only has he helped me, guys, he's helped tens of thousands of people, right, reach certain levels of success in this space, trading, network marketing. He owns a hedge fund in Minnesota. One of my best friends in this space, guys, but it's only developed that way because we've both been in the trenches together, right? Put the work in to get to these certain points, right? Been through the ringer. And so please, please, please drop some ones in the chat for my brother, Jay Patno. Let's go. Come on.
What's going on? What's going on? How is everybody doing? We having a good day today. Let's put some sevens in the chat for Tippa. Always appreciate you, brother. To watch your leadership over the years grow and grow and grow has been nothing short of a blessing. And I hope you guys take everything he says into account, right? There's a lot of things that you guys could be doing maybe on your Saturday, but you guys are here learning yourself, bettering yourself, furthering your knowledge. And that's what this is about, guys. Like we are here, we are on a journey to get better financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. We are here to better ourselves. And this is a journey. I had a call last night, a private call with one of the leaders on my team. And I said, this isn't a business opportunity. This is a solution, guys. And I want you guys to really understand that this is a solution. This is a solution to all your problems. Your financial problems, this is a solution. Your mental problems, this is a solution. Your emotional problems, this is a solution. Your spiritual problems, this is a solution. Because as you are building your business is building you. And that is not just with the residual side. Trading is a business as well, because you have to treat it like so. If you treat it like a hobby, well, you'll get paid like a hobby, and hobbies cost money, so you won't get paid. But if you treat it like a business and you actually come with a level of professionalism and put the time in, and don't just think you're going to win big because you're here, right? Getting here, that was the first step. Congratulations, you guys are all here. But now you have to take everything that you're learning into an account and utilize it, right? Like we're here to learn the knowledge. People go to, I want you guys to a big thing that really stood out with me when I first got started in this is a mentor told me, I said, man, I just really want success fast. And people around you be like, oh, you've been doing that trading thing for 3, 4, 5 months. How have you not made $100,000? How are you not a millionaire yet? Well, it's crazy to think that nobody ever asks you when you go to college and you're in your second or third year, they're never like, have you made any money yet? Has anybody ever been asked that? Have you made any money yet? When you're a junior in college, when you're a freshman in college, even when you're a senior in college? No. They give you 4 years, and even afterwards, they don't even expect you to make money because that is how traditional universities within the states work, right? And so understand that this is a journey, but obviously you don't have to spend 4 years to actually make money, and that's a blessing, right? We're learning from people that actually have done the things that we want to do or have the things that we have. And so just understand that you are in a journey, but this is the solution to all your problems. So treat it like so, because whatever your wildest goals, dreams, imaginations are, this can help it. And for me, that's what it's been, right? For those that don't know me, my name is Jay Patton. I'm 28 years old. I have been in this space since I was 21, so about 7 years now. And for me, it was the solution to everything. I was 21-year-old, broke college kid, kind of lost, as far as like I knew I wanted to be successful. I was going to school, I wanted to become a lawyer, and I thought that was the holy grail, right? The prestigious, the money, all the things to make, everybody around me happy. But I realized that that wasn't me. I wanted something that could not only change my life financially, but in a freedom sense. Be able to travel the world, be able to help other people, be able to make as much money as I possibly wanted. And this is what it has done for me. And I've been blessed to, make a lot of money in the markets and then make a lot of money with the residual side. And that's only because of the opportunity that is now what I like to call a solution. And so I hope that I can give you guys some insights today. I'll be going over some things that's helped me within the markets and trading. And I'm going to give you guys a pretty much a 5 step like plan that you can kind of implement or utilize just to elevate your trading. And I think in the sense of how I like to speak about trading, it can apply to anybody's trade plan. Right. Because I like to talk about market structure and how markets actually move and how you can understand maybe how to get out of some markets when you or not get into some markets and maybe how you can get out of some markets and then obviously get into some markets as well. So I'm going to share with you guys some different plans on how I really go into structure, right? How the markets actually move. And if you've ever been on a call with me before, you may have heard some of this, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth than even maybe I usually do. And so let me go ahead and share my screen with you. And if you haven't already been taking notes, I would definitely recommend getting some ready. But for me, I want to show you guys as far as like my trade plan. I'm not going to go into actual depth, but I'm going to show you guys just what I do and like I said, you can apply this to probably any educator or anything. And for those that don't know, I'm not an educator, right? I'm just a guy that's been doing this for 7 years. And I've paid tens of thousands of dollars of education through different courses, mentors, and these are the things that I've compiled along the way to help me have success, to help me pass funded accounts, to help me get payouts, and so on and so forth. And so let me go ahead and show you guys just some of the things that I have utilized within my trading. And so when I first look at a market, right, the very first thing that I'm going to do is number one, I'm going to find a directional bias or I'm going to find structure, right? Direction no bias, right? That's the very first thing. When I look at the market, I want to see where it is that I believe price is heading. And so for me, this is structure. Structure, higher highs and higher lows. Within trading, the very first base concept is it an uptrend or is it in a downtrend or is it in consolidation? And so with that being said, is it an uptrend, right? Is it creating higher highs and higher lows, right? Just for you guys are brand new, higher high or higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? That is how you can determine whether it's in an uptrend. So obviously, as we're looking right now, what is this market in? Put in the chat. Is it going up or is it going down? Up, 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 up. Love it, love it, love it. Perfect. Obviously, we are all geniuses here. But what I want to share with you guys is how you can use that concept of higher highs and higher lows to find a few different things. One, you can obviously find your directional bias. And for me, I like to buy in an uptrend and sell in a downtrend, right? I'm very simple with that. I'm not a big counter trend trader. Obviously, everybody has their own styles and how they do it. But for me, I like to get behind the money, right? When you get behind the money, you obviously have a higher opportunity to get those movements that go off the top, right? That extend past the 1 to 2s, the 1 to 5s, and so on and so forth. You have that capacity to gain more money, gain more pips, right? And everything in this, I want you to remember within trading, it's fractional, right? It's different time frames are different, give you different expectations and different results and different views of the market. So everything when you're looking at, you want to look at from a fractal basis in the sense that time frames are all their own story within each other. But for me, my goal is just to have the time frames line up. That is for me and what I want to do. And so the very first thing is going to be my directional bias. And how do I use that in my trading to find a range or to find a target area for my trade? So let's just say I come here, right? Say I start here, and I believe price is in an uptrend, right? I'm creating my bias. And I believe with trading, it's just like you're building a case. You're building a case on why you should take a trade or maybe why you shouldn't take a trade. And so let's just say, for an example, we have, let me go and pull this up. Oh, we have this right here. Say this is the picture. And we have price going in an uptrend. And I'll just draw a box for you guys to help see, right? So let's just say, for an example, and I'll even just use the replay tool just to remove some of this data really quick, just to show you. Let's say price is in an uptrend. We believe price is an uptrend. Price goes up, and what comes up has to come back down, right? Price moves in the direction. Actually, I'll show you guys right here like this. Price goes up, price goes down. Price goes, pulls back, goes up, price goes down. Price goes up, pulls back, goes up again. And how do I use this in my trading? Well, I like to draw boxes or ranges. For an example, I will draw a box from the low to the very high, and this will be considered my range. Now, how does that help me? Well, I know that price, since it's in an uptrend, it's pulling back, that eventually it wants to go back up, right? That is what my bias is, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm predicting in the markets. And so I don't necessarily know when it's going to go start going back up, but when it does go back up, I know where price at least wants to go to because it is in an uptrend. Where is that? Well, it at least wants to go back to the high because it has to create a new higher high if my uptrend is validated, right? Does that make sense? Thumbs up if that makes sense for you guys. Make sense? All right, perfect. So this is how I can form my range, right? When price goes, I know that price wants to head at least back up to here. And so what does that mean? All I have to do is now find where do I want to start taking my trades, right? And there's different things that I'll go over. Where do I want to use to start taking my trades? But I know afterwards at least price wants to go up to the high. And so in this example, if we look in live time or in the replay, what does price do? Well, it goes back up to that price, right? Goes back up to that high. And so you can utilize this in trading to get a good picture of what is going on. And so we can even show it again, right? Price formed a new high. And say, for an example, let's just say, should do this real quick. That is now what we're looking for as far as a structure. Now let me pull this back up, reset this. Directional bias, right? And that's how we can find our range. Now, number two, what is the second thing that you can do? Well, now to go ahead and get a better picture, you can find your POIs, right? Your point of interest areas, whether it is an imbalance. What are some point of interest areas? Imbalances, S&D, supply and demand, liquidity pools, right? Support and resistance. These are all areas that now, once you have an established framework of where your trade is heading, right? Fair value gaps. That's a good answer. Yep. Once you have a idea of where your trade is now heading, now what you can do, let me move this over so you guys can keep it in the screen. Once you have an idea of where your trade is now heading, right? You have that framework, you have a bias, you understand that you want to maybe take buys now since it's in an uptrend. Now you're looking for the areas to start looking for the buys and potentially take those buys. And so you can use, obviously, all the things you said. So let's just say we use areas of imbalance. Say we use areas of imbalance, right? Now you have a framework of, okay, now once price enters this trade, I can now start looking for trades. And in a simplistic way, then maybe you do take trades, right? That's when you can set your stop losses. You can maybe take your trades. I'm going to go into a deeper way because the goal is you don't just want to have it so easy that you can just get into trades. You want to create a better barrier of entry. But this is just an option, right? Of now, once price gets into these zones, you start looking to take trades. Doesn't mean necessarily take them, but now you're looking to take trades. And then number three is your target areas. And like we spoke about before, for me, my target areas are going to be at least the high, right? Or it can be areas of highs, right? Lows, liquidity, whatever you may use. And this is just stuff that I use, right? Areas of liquidity, things like that, right? And so now we have a target area. So now we have a directional bias, price is going up. Now we have our point of interest area, price enters a zone. Now we're looking for trades. And then maybe once we take our trade, now price goes to our target areas, right? Where are you going to look for your TP1s, your TP2s, where are you going to exit? What is your strategy with that? And now number four is your trigger or your entry criteria. Your entry criteria. Oh, did not. Okay, there we go. Your entry criteria. So once it gets to a zone, I'm not someone that personally just takes the trade right away until maybe I see a couple different things. Certain people do, right? There's nothing wrong with it. There is no right or wrong way to trade. You can be profitable with a lot of the strategies that are out there. It's just being consistent with it. It's trading is doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? Seeing a certain pattern, seeing a certain style, and just utilizing it over and over and over to master that, right? You don't want to trade every single thing in the book, right? As far as like strategies, but you have something that works for you. That's why you hear every educator, they say their strategy, right? That is their strategy. All different variations of trading and whatnot. And so, what I like to do and why I like to break down trading in this fashion is because this works for every single pair, every single market. This is how markets actually move, right? This is how money flows into the market. When you're talking about the market movers or the market makers, this is, how you can go test this on any single pair. This concept of structure is universal. Cryptos, at least it's what I found, right? Obviously, I always encourage people to do their own back testing and whatnot, but this concept has always worked on every single thing as far as from a charting standpoint. So now your entry criteria. For some people, right, it could just be going into zone, right? Whatever their zone is. For some people, it can be patterns, right? If you people that trade patterns, right? Candlestick patterns, chart or candle patterns, candlestick patterns, and momentum, liquidity grabs or liquidity sweeps, right? These are all different things that you can look for once maybe it enters a certain zone to tighten up on your trading, right? And so that is number four. So for me, once price enters, let's just say a certain zone. So let's just say we come back here. This is what I like to do. Once price enters a certain zone, we're on the 1 hour right now, right? And let's just say we are waiting for price to maybe come into an order block or a supply and demand area, whatever it is, right? And let's just say price enters it. For me, what I like to do is say once it taps into it, I like to go down to a lower time frame, right? For me, I like to work on a multi-time frame basis, multi time frame confirmation. And so I'll start with a higher time frame, such as the 1, the 4, the day, whatever it may be, and then I will then go down to a lower time frame, like the 15, the 5, and so on and so forth. But let's just say we go to the 5, right? And now we see price come in and tap into maybe our order block or supply and demand or whatever it may be. I will just look for the exact same thing for myself. I'll chart it the exact same way onto a lower time frame. I will do structure in that exact same way. Price is going down, 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 and let's just say price starts to break up, forming new structure to the top side. I will just treat this the same way. I'll draw another box, right? Boom, right? Boom, right? Another box. I'll make another range. Let's put this range here, right? and then it will be another target and so on and so forth, right? So that's how I like to look at it. And so how you can see is if with any single strategy, you can use this as extra confirmation just by using these ranges of structure to show you where price actually wants to head, right? Actually wants to head. And so for me, once I go down to the 5 minute and I'm now creating these smaller ranges, I'm looking and saying, hey, on the higher time frame, price wants to target here, this very overall high. That's where price is going in the overall bigger sense. But then once I start drawing these smaller ones, now I know where price wants to head in a short term sense. And so now you have two different confirmations of structure, and whatever it is you add on top of that, or whatever strategy you use on top of that, it can give you a good depiction. This is making sense. Let's see some ones in the chat if this actually makes sense. If this concept of structure, the rest of the stuff is all, I mean, trivial. I think you want to get really good at the idea of understanding where you are in the market, long term, short term. And when you can understand that if your overall bias in the daily, if you're looking for the structure on the 1 minute, it's not going to really matter, right? But if you're looking at maybe the 1 hour or the 30 minute, the 1 minute will matter a lot more. And so understand multi-time frame bias and confirmations and understanding how structure actually works and what it looks like when utilizing structure. And so number 5, now it's just your management style. Management style, right? Now, when are you going to take TP1? When are you going to take TP2? When are you going to move stops to break even? When are you going to maybe close 50% or partials or whatever it may be? This is important as well. Everything you do in trading, you just want to be consistent. It's really simple, right? I'm not going to ever say it's easy. I'm going to say it's simple though. People make it harder on themselves because of one, emotions, and two, inconsistencies. And so if you can just get good at putting these down, right? And understanding, all right, I have a management style. Once I have I have an entry style that I want to take. I'm not trading every single thing in the book. I promise you, it'll uplift your trading on a high level. And so, for management style, for me, when price goes to one, or when my trades go to 1 to 1, I personally, with my style of trading and how I trade, I move it to break even every single time, right? And then I look for partials at 1 to 2, but everything is going to be depending on your trade strategy, right? If you follow Arabella, right, it's going to be a different management style, but you need to learn the strategy and the management style in order to utilize it to the best of your ability, right? If you follow Rich, same exact thing. He's going to have a different management style because he has a different strategy. So, but whatever you do, you just want to be consistent. That's the only way you will get consistent profits. Even when you're following trade alerts, even when you're following tap the trades, even when you're in live sessions, right? You can dibble and dabble and learn different things and take different things from different people. But when you are wanting to take your trading to the next level and actually be a consistent trader, it has to be about consistency and doing everything in a consistent form or fashion. And so that is how you're going to be able to take your trading to the next level. So I'll go over one more example before we go ahead and pass it over, and I will just keep going. I will keep going, right? And I'll just show you guys maybe one more example. So let's just go and all right. So right now, if I was to look at the charts, right, I would see prices obviously moving up, and I'm the 1 hour time frame. And prices went up. It formed a new range and then broke out of that range to give me a brand new range, a brand new higher high. So now this is now my range. And now I'm looking and saying, hey, this is where price is currently. Maybe I go ahead and use this area of demand or supply or whatever you want to call it, right? Maybe this is the area that I'm looking into, or maybe this is the area of supply and demand that I'm looking into. Let's do this. And then we just wait to see if price actually taps into it. Boom. All right. Now price is now in that zone. So now I'm looking at like, okay, cool. Price is in my zone, my point of interest area. Now I can go down to a lower time frame. Now I go down to a lower time frame, and now I am just looking for price to start giving me structure shifts to the upside, right? Boom. All right, cool. Price is now broken up to the upside, forming a brand new range once again on this new brand new high. Oh, wrong thing. Giving me a brand new range. All right, let's wait for some pullback. If we get some pullback, right? All right, price is starting to pull back, right? Now we have our target area. Now we have our range. Now we know price is pulling back, and now we know where price probably wants to go to on the short term. So now if we look, we know where price wants to go to on the higher time frame in the long term, right? We know that price wants to come to the top of this box as far as from an hour perspective. Now we know price where price wants to go if it's still validating uptrends on these different time frames. Now we know where price wants to go in the lower time frame. Now let's say we go ahead and utilize maybe an area of imbalance as our point of interest area right here, right? And let's see what happens, right? Boom, starts pushing away. And then let's see. All right, dancing around, goes down even further, and then takes off, right? So this is where now you can see, right? This is an area of imbalance. This is an area of imbalance, whatever one you want to use. Let's just say you went and took a trade here. Once it entered, and you maybe protected this much of the movement, and then your target area was here at the very high. Boom. Right? Boom, 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 boom. Right. Runs it, right? Creates a brand new high because we are in anticipation of multi-confirmational bias. And so this is the structure, the framework that I use as far as a structure within trading. Like I said, you can use it on any time frame, any educator strategy, just to give you a better concept. It doesn't necessarily have to be the imbalances, it doesn't, but the whole concept of structure, I implore everybody to utilize in their trading. I think it'll help you. I think it'll help you stay out of some different movements, and get into some different trades as well. But if you found that helpful, let me see some sevens in the chat if that helps. If that is something that maybe you can utilize within your trading, whether whoever you trade with. Um, just some different ways that I've seen it over the years, and I hope that is something that is beneficial. But we are now going to switch gears here for a second. I'm gonna pass it to our next speaker. This is someone that I have seen over the last few months just absolutely take things into the next level, right? When she came over here and partnered with the Kosheks, I was like, man, I see that she is super serious and she's absolutely been crushing it on the charts, but then also with building a team, being a leader, leading from the front. She is someone that I've seen not only lead, but lead by example. And I think that is one of the most important things within this entire industry is I found a lot of people, leaders within this industry will tell people to do something, but they won't do it themselves. Right. And I don't think that's fair. I always say you should never tell someone to do something that they don't do themselves, that they don't apply themselves. And she is someone that I've seen actually lead from the front, actually put her all into making a framework for her team and does a lot from all sides and has been a blessing to see. And I can see her crushing this on a massive, massive level. She's already crushing at a high level, but I know that she can go ahead and not only become one of the best traders in the world, but also become the top of the comp plan. And so I'm excited to see the growth, and I'm just happy that she is here, partner with us within Akashics. It has been such a blessing and looking forward to doing so much more over the next 5, 10, 15 years. But no more further ado, I introduce to the screen Arabella. Arabella, can you hear me?
I can. Thank you so much for that introduction. Can we all just give it up for Jay as well, you guys? Like drop some fire emojis in the chat for him because that training was honestly like phenomenal. Like I felt like I learned things and you guys know me as like an educator on the platform, but being able to hear like multiple different strategies, the one thing I respect so much, especially because he's so into the network marketing side, you will see so many leaders who don't even know how to trade, who don't even know or use the products or are a trader themselves, but they go on their social media and promote like trading. And to me, it's so amazing to see that like so many different people, especially within this community, like I know I've jumped on calls with Tenzin as well, and we literally talked about charts. I love seeing it because it all of the different companies I was in, you won't find that anywhere else, to be honest with you guys. And that's a literal fact. But thank you guys so much for having me on here. And I'm really excited to give you guys the social media training because, again, like you guys know me as an educator on the platform, you haven't really seen me in the network marketing side. And before I jump into my presentation, I just wanted to kind of reintroduce myself as like the network marketing me. To be honest with you guys, when I first started my journey, like I was a network marketer. I wasn't a trader at this time, and network marketing has honestly been my first love. As soon as I stepped into this industry, as soon as I stepped into my financial freedom journey, network marketing was like the biggest thing for me, and it still is. Like, I feel like network marketing is literally the gateway to freedom. And when I first started in my business, I was in my first company. It was in iGenius. I remember coming in there, not a single clue what I was doing. I didn't know what a comp plan was. I didn't know what I was getting paid for. All I knew was I needed to sign people up on this really high package and just hit some ranks. So then I started just listening to my upline, my coaches. I made sure I was a student doing all the tasks that they would hand to me. So I did all of that, right? I did my education when it came to the network marketing side. I, again, knew nothing about trading, but I was selling trading products. So I was a part of that problem, but I learned. So when I was in my first company, I hit full-time income my first month. And once I saw like income like that come into me digitally, it was kind of a new face because I was so used to kind of the traditional style because I honestly got into this industry because I was tired of being sick and tired, right? Just like how so many people are. I was watching my mom work so many hours, and so I graduated high school when I was 16 years old because I really wanted to help her. So I started working two 9 to 5 jobs. I came to school as an esthetician and I came out, had my esthetician business, started my network marketing on top of that. So my schedule was so busy all the time, but I wanted to really make network marketing work. I had so many sources of income at this time. I was a barista, I was a server, I was an esthetician, I used to do lashes. And then I had my network marketing. But every single time I wanted to look in my future, I wanted to see like what can I do with my career, it would always pull me to the network marketing side. And so in the first company, all of a sudden my upline wanted to switch companies, and at the time, I didn't necessarily know any better. I didn't really understand, so I just wanted to listen to her. I just wanted to follow her. So I switched onto my second company. I hit my first full-time income that was actually residual, that was actually paying me residual income, right? That scheduled paycheck that you're supposed to get every single week. That was me at my second company. But there was a level that I just could not touch. It was that six-figure mark. And I remember working tirelessly, especially because in this business model, you guys might not get paid right now for the work that you're doing, but the work that you guys are doing right now will get you paid later. Okay? The work that you're doing now might get you paid next week, next month, and it all just continuously stacks up, and your paycheck is a reflection of the work ethic that you guys are doing, right? And so I was doing that, but I wasn't necessarily seeing those results that I wanted. I was happy and I was grateful because there was a roof over my head, right? Food on the table for me. I was still being able to get by, but it still felt as if I wasn't progressing as much as I wanted to. Because have you guys ever, and you can drop a one in the chat if you guys can relate to this, but don't you feel as if like somewhere inside you, you have this burning potential, this burning desire, but yet the opportunity hasn't came to you yet. It wasn't the right time yet, but you wanted it so badly. That was me as well, right? And so, in my second company, all the products started slowly shutting down. I was kind of forced into the trading side. I had to force myself to learn how to trade because number one, I didn't know a thing. I needed to be the product of the product. Number two, it was because my people weren't seeing results. And as me being a network marketer, I was thinking retention. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I need to make sure my people are like continuously seeing results. So then I forced myself into the trading space, right? built a trading system, sent signals, did my live sessions, did the education, and my team was happy. But at the time, I was still so burnt out because, again, when you're not seeing the results that you want, it motivates you a lot less, or it takes away your motivation fully. But I knew I was disciplined. I knew there was still a reason as to why I was doing this, and it was because of my team, so I never gave up. And then I found Akashics, I found Ali, I found Wesley, I found this entire community. And at first I told myself, like I even told them on the call, I was like, this is my like last go. This is my last run. Like I don't want to switch companies anymore. Like my team and I just want a home. And that was it. And so once I got started in Akashics, hit full-time income first month, my team and I went absolutely crazy. I know some of my other leaders also hit full-time income. We were seeing results with the products. We were given so many opportunities handed to us here in Akashics, and we'll forever be grateful for that. But there was this one month, there was this one shift where I finally went from full-time income to six figures. And it was something that I didn't expect to get done so fast, but it was something that I honestly crave so much because in here, I feel like the number one thing, of course, especially even in the trading side, mindset is everything. People want to make money. It's inevitable. Every single one of you guys want to make money. I want to make money, but it's not just about wanting it, but it's truly about how badly you guys want it. What are you willing to do in order for you to get to the goals and that income that you want for yourself, right? And so March came along. We had March Madness, and honestly, that was the craziest month in my entire business. I hit 25K affiliates, a diamond at this time. And I remember like I was supposed to have this goal where I hit 35K in volume at the end of the month, but I hit 25K volume in like the second week of the month. And I was just running, my team and I were running, we are pushing annuals. I was making sure that so many people that month, I wasn't the only one that was gonna rank up. I wanted my people to rank up as well because in order for you to be successful in this business, your people must be successful and your success will be inevitable from there. So the third week comes along. I know so many of my uplines really wanted to hit ranks and I didn't want to stop running. I wanted to help. I wanted to do my part the way they helped me so much. So we were pushing like crazy annuals on annuals. At the end of the third week, I was already at 35K volume. I had 15K more volume to go. The fourth week, no volume happened in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It was the last like 2 to 3 days of the month, okay? Nothing happened on the third to last day, this last 2 days of this month of March. I remember just going absolutely crazy. We sold, I think, 30 annuals at that time, and I was so close to the next rank after hitting it like 6 days ago. And I was just like, do I really want to do this? I remember sitting in this chair and ain't eat. I couldn't shower, I couldn't do anything because I just wanted my goals to be done so badly. I remember just jumping on back-to-back calls, and that is the grind, the hustle that you guys also need in order for you to hit the certain levels of income, right? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because it wasn't supposed to be easy. Nothing is supposed to be easy, especially when you're trying so hard to reach these goals. You already have to work and act as if you're in that position already. If you want to be a blue diamond, what are they doing? You need to be duplicating those things too. And I told myself that over and over and over. And I remember the last push, I needed just 8 more annuals for me to hit 50K. And honestly, I was giving up. I was sitting here bawling my eyes out like I'm so tired, like I'm so hungry. What do I do now? But my team kept me so motivated. They're like, Arabella, let's just do it. I'm gonna buy an annual, I'm gonna buy one. And they all just went absolutely crazy alongside me. And that energy, the momentum that we felt was honestly insane. And I'm excited to have another month like that. But that's how I got to the income I'm at now. And people ask me like, how do you even market? Like, how do you make your sales? How do you close? And for my team and I, we mainly do social media marketing. We do a lot of attraction marketing, and that's what I'm excited to show you guys. So let me start off by sharing my screen with you guys here. And my slides are funny sometimes. If you guys like notice it's not switching, let me know. Okay. So we have attraction marketing. First off, what is it? It's when you're posting on social media, right? You have to think of aesthetic. When people look at your social media, are they attracted to? Are they attracted to what you post? Are they drawn into something? Because when you're posting on social media, you need to make sure that you guys are posting with intentions, right? But first, before I actually get into the training, I wanted to be real with you guys because social media isn't always pretty, right? Here's the harsh truth about social media. You're gonna get so many different opinions that you didn't ask for. You're gonna get so much hate, right? But you have to remember that the people who make the most money, okay, who make more money than you, the people who make 6 to 7 figure earners would never judge you. It's always the people that do less than you and make less than you that will judge you. People's opinions aren't going to be the reason as to why your bills will get paid. They don't pay your bills, right? So remember, you do you, and you continue to do it with a lot of confidence. People are so judgmental, but you have to remember and listen to the goals that you have for yourself than other people's opinions, okay? The truth about social media is it's something that's so powerful because you're able to reach so many people, but it's gonna be such a mental battle, especially when you're hearing all of these things, especially because for me, as a female in entrepreneurship, as a female who posts on social media, there's all of these weird people who always message me anyways, but you have to remember you have a lot more control than you guys think. You may not be able to control what people say, how people feel, the way people act, but you can control you. You can control the way you feel about things, the way that you react, the way that you entertain, right? Remember that you have so much more control. So even with all of these trolls on social media, just continue to do you, you guys. So branding. This is the first thing I want to talk about because I truly believe that branding on social media is everything. If you guys want to go on your social media, post your affiliate link on your stories and get signups left and right, your branding must be up here, you guys, because branding will build your credibility. And once your credibility is built, there's not going to be any more questions of, oh, does this really work? Or are you a scam? Is this a robot? Is this an AI? Like, this is a pyramid scheme. You're not going to get those anymore because you built your branding and credibility so high. So when it comes to branding, especially when you guys are new, when you're trying to figure out what kind of brand, what kind of person you want to be, you have to have a self-reflection. Who do you want to be in the next 5 years? Who do you want to be in the next 10 years? You may not be there yet, but you can show up as that person because that is what you're working towards, okay? And when it comes to self-reflection, you just have to look yourself in the mirror and say, who do you want to be, right? And that is who you're going to surround your brand around. Because when you're branding yourself, you need to think authentically. What am I going to do that's going to be different from this person? Because there's hundreds and thousands and millions of people who are selling something on social media. There's 18,000 people in Akashex, let alone all of these different competing companies, right? There's so many different people. What's going to make you stand out compared to another person? You have to think about it like this as the prospect, right? Why am I going to sign up with this person and not this person? And the reason why is going to be the way that you guys brand yourself on your guys' social media. So number one, it's so important that you guys have a clear bio, something that's easily gonna pull people in, and also have a really clear profile picture. Okay, you guys, it needs to be you. No more cars, no more pictures of your dogs, you guys. Show you. So have that clear picture of yourself, and then here is your guys' bio, right? Have your full name on there. Don't do I don't know what a good one would be, but like just have your name on there. We want to know your name. For me, I love to show my culture, so I put the Filipino flag. I have your online income bestie. I want people to know that, hey, I teach people online, but there's that, the way that I put it. I have educator and a Akashex and business coach. Who are you? What do you do? Entrepreneur and trading and investing, right? What it is that you do, and then always have a call to action. People on your social media, sometimes there'll be chickens with their heads cut off and they might be interested in this opportunity but don't necessarily know what to do next, right? Have it very clear for them. Have a call to action where they message you this and you're going to send them the information, you're going to help them get started. Then for me, I love to have a beacons link on there, which I think my next slide should be explaining that as well. So aesthetic, you guys. So of course, your social media, do what it is that you want to do. Do what feels aesthetic to you. But to me, like aesthetic is everything. The way that you guys set up your feed, it can be a break or make for so many people because as soon as someone looks at your guys' social media, they can even spend their time scrolling, stalking, looking at everything that you do because they're so interested from the first glance. Or there's going to be those people who look at your social media and just simply side away. You want people to always be pulled into stalking you. I know it sounds a bit weird, but you want that, you guys. You want people to be on your social media and be like, what does this guy do? What does this girl do? I want to do the same thing. And aesthetic is going to be everything. That's going to be the first look because aesthetic is what makes the eyes really attracted to something, right? And so here's a few feeds that I had pulled up for you guys because I know some people's feeds like take away the screenshots of profits. Don't post that on your guys' feed. Maybe on your story, yes. Don't not show yourself on your social media. You don't just want to necessarily have people go on there and see other people. There's some people that I've seen who literally like screen record some of my talking stories that I post on my story and post it on their feed, right? If you want to do the same talking story, go right ahead. And this goes for anyone. I know we love to duplicate each other's content all the time, but make your own. Show you we want to see you, right? And so always have those pictures of yourself. I like looking for filler photos as well, just to make my feed even more aesthetic, right? Same thing with one of my leaders. Her name is Savannah. Here's her feed on here, but I've also added Ali on here as well because he does a lot of value marketing, and I love this kind of style feed. So do what works for you, right? Pick what your best interests and what's aesthetic to you, but simply start building your feed. Don't sleep on it, okay? That's the first thing that people see. People won't automatically click on your stories right away. They won't automatically click on your reels right away. Your feed is going to be everything. It's your portfolio, right? It's the why should people listen to me, right? And then here is the what not to do, you guys. Okay, this is what I was talking about. I have the what to do and what not to do's on here. I completely forgot about this. But don't just post random payouts like this, okay? This is for some story posts. Don't post random people that aren't even you on there, okay? Don't just post about the screenshots or screen recordings of like the app or like the March Madness tournament. Like always post you. When I look at this, I think of a scam because it's like, who's this person I'm signing up with? There's 10, 20 different people on here and none of them it's the actual person. So it's so important that you guys post you, okay? So here is your highlights as well. This is going to be the next thing that people look at because right there's your bio, people read it, here's your feed, people glance at it, but what do they really stalk? For me personally, when I really am invested into looking at what someone does, I don't really look at their reels, right? But I look at their highlights. What do you have on there that's going to give people value? So number one, always have a results highlight. That's so important, right? Because people lie all the time, but numbers don't. So have a results highlight. Have a what I do. Make it clear on there, you guys. People sleep on this so much and they use their uplines all the time. But the moment you send someone else another person's what I do video, that is the time that you de-edify yourself because it's not you, right? So have your own what I do video that explains the products, that explains what you guys do in here. Have a my story as well, okay? Because sometimes like stories always sell too. You have to remember that people relate. People might not remember the way that you guys look, the way that you guys act, what you guys said, but people will remember the way that you made them feel. This person made me feel inspired. This person made me feel motivated. Have a my story on there. And then as for your guys' other highlights, I like putting traveling on here as well. So I have all of my highlights for that. I also have a trading highlight. And in the beginning of my journey, I remember one of the things that really helped me close a lot of people was by not showing just the end goal, but the actual process of what led me to the income that I'm at now. So what do I mean by that? All of the trades that I used to analyze. I would go on there and you guys can stalk my Instagram. You can see some of my old the way I used to mark things up, really cringy now, but when I'm looking at it, I used to just mark things up and I would go and post on my story. This is what I see. This is what I see. Here's my outcome. Here's the profits that I made, right? Trust the process is what you're basically going to make them feel. Okay, this is what they did. This is how they learned. This is their profits that they made. The more you repeat that, the more they're like, okay, they're actually learning. This is where they started making $15, $20, $30. And then now look, like 5 months later, they're making $1,500, $3,000. People like to see the growth. Okay, it's not just supposed to be that get rich quick scheme kind of type post, right? It's the this is where I'm at, this is where you could start, this is where you will start, and this is where you can be. Okay, having testimonials on here as well. I love this because, again, stories will always sell because people like to relate to things. For me, like I like to go on there and showcase how one of the people who I coach, who's a student in college, they have time to do this, they make a full-time income. There's someone who has two kids, she's a single mom. This is the profits that she's been able to make, right? Because people will relate to those different types of people. So I like to always showcase that. And again, I have another results. I always have a lot of results highlight for mine are the two apps that I like to use when it comes to editing reels or finding some filler photos. I like to just use CapCut. You guys, they have really like good templates, but minimalistic content is going to be everything. You don't want to go on there. You don't want the content where you're posting a video of you, let's say like walking and it's like turning sideways, like it's flipping around. Like you don't want those type of edits. You just want something that's super minimalistic, especially when you take a look at Instagram the way the algorithm works. This is how you get your videos to blow up, you guys, okay? Go on a 90-day run. I know you hear this so much, but you have to actually commit to it and finish it. Okay, because people can tell themselves all the time, oh yeah, I'm gonna post consistently for 90 days, but that's the hardest part of it. Consistency is such a simplistic concept, but yet it's so hard to do, right? So when you're on this 90-day run, you guys cannot drop from it. I remember my first 90-day run. I think I went for three of them so far. I want to do another one soon. But my first one was where I blew up on TikTok. I was posting three reels on Instagram, three TikToks on TikTok, and I was just doing that for 90 days. And I'm pretty sure on like the 58th, 59th day, I had my first like million video blow up, and my DMs got flooded with so many people interested. Then I went on another 90-day run, and that's when my Instagram blew up. I got millions of views. Like consistency is everything. Social media, they don't necessarily pick and choose their favorites, okay? They don't necessarily like have a specific video, but that's why when you're on your social media, always have some sort of call to actions attached to your guys' videos. Like in the caption, DM me this, or on TikTok, message me on IG, right? And then I use Pinterest for all of like the filler photos that I use for all of my feed. Here's the big no-nos, you guys, okay? Because I'm sure you guys already understand what to do, but these are the things you don't want to do. Number one, bad lighting on your social media, okay? Because if you look like you're like sitting in a corner of like a cave and you're trying to do a talkie story, people are gonna literally say like, what are you doing? Right? So number one, lighting is going to be something that's so important. You can either even get like the ring light thing or the flash thing that's for your phone. Different colored fonts, you guys. Oh my gosh, I see this like everywhere. And this is just my opinions too, okay? Like, again, do what you want, but this is just one of the things that I've noticed from doing social media marketing. But different colored fonts on your guys' story posts. I see some people who literally like color the rainbow and they're like doing this like paragraph, you guys, simplicity again is gonna be everything. Clearable reading is what people actually want. They want to be able to read it, okay? Black, white font, beautiful, perfect. Too many words on your guys' like story post. Don't write big fat paragraphs unless you do like a black screen with like a whole like writing, whatever you want to do. But when it comes to like posting, let's say a picture as the background and you're writing like paragraphs that cover the entire screen, again, simplicity is going to be everything. Maybe take the paragraph you're going to write and do like a story sequence, a story series, and break it up in pieces, right? Uneven writing. Okay, there's the middle of the page. I remember telling my team this all the time. This was the presentation I did for my team. The shoe applies, wear it, okay? But if it doesn't, just here's it is here still anyways. But uneven writing is going to be where people go on their stories or on their like reels or TikToks and their words like that they paste are like this, right? People are not gonna want to tilt their heads like this trying to read it, okay? People are gonna want to just be able to read it. There's always gonna be that middle lining when you guys are playing around with the words. Muffled noises too, okay? When you guys are doing talking stories, have the background like make sure no one can hear the background. Make sure people can just hear you as clear as possible. Bad quality as well, you guys. When you're posting on your social media, okay? Especially when you're posting about online income, how people make money within the online space. Again, the number one thing people will think about off the bat is, am I being scammed or is this a scam, right? Quality, the way that you post, the way that you show up, the way that you edit your guys' posts as well is gonna show them everything too. So make sure you guys are having the best quality possible, whether you're buying that light, right, to showcase whatever you want to take a picture of, whether you guys even need to like take a video of you posting on the charts, like clean your screen. You know what I mean? Like all of these little things matter, and you're not gonna notice it right off the bat. But the more that you guys are posting, be a bit more picky and specific with the way that you guys are posting things, okay? Here's a few things that I like to use. Here's my tripod, especially because people, the number one excuse that I hear so much from my team is, oh, I don't have anyone to go get content of me, to go take pictures or videos of me. You guys, this tripod is going to be like your bestest friend ever. Okay, like I have mine like right here. I take it everywhere I go, you guys, and just simply put your phone on there, do a little like walking video, or do one where you're posing, or do one where you're looking at the view or something like that, and boom, you have content right then and there, you guys. Here's some of the mics. I think this is the one that oh yeah. This is you guys again. I would never tell you guys to do or buy something I don't have. Like I literally, like you can see, like I purchased all of these, okay? So here is the mic that I use for all of the talking stories. I'll make it sound a lot more professional, a lot more clean, right? A lot more clear. So this is the mic that I use. Here's the flash I was talking about. The other flashes you guys can use is like ones with like the circle like this. I have a really big one somewhere back there as well that you guys can use for some of your talking stories. But I would say, like, on the go traveling, going out, getting content, I would recommend one that can just simply hook up to a camera or a phone. These two are optional, you guys, okay? I'm not gonna make you guys spend like 500, freaking 800, $1,500. But people ask me all the time, like, Arabella, how do you get your photos just like so crisp? It's because of these cameras, you guys. Like, I love these two. I think the replacement, I know the Canon PowerShot G7X Mark II is like always sold out. There's another one. It starts with an S, so just look up like Canon PowerShot, like SPXH something. It'll pop up. It's the only one that has the S in front of it, but that one's a really good like dupe of the G7X. And then I also use the Sony ZV-E10 on there too. The thing, my next like big girl purchase is going to be the DJI. I don't know if you guys have seen those. I know Ali has them as well. Like it's where you literally just like hold a stick and it just records everything in a really high quality. Like those DJIs are really good. You can even hook up like the speaker like on you so you can use it for talking stories as well, and the videos will be like just so good. So that's also something else that you guys can get as well. So the next part is, how do I know if I should post this? I think I'm almost done with these slides, you guys. So enough with my yapping so far, but how do I know if I should post this? So when it comes to the things that you guys post, right? I talked about posting with intention. You have to ask yourself certain questions. So for an example, if I if I'm looking, okay, let's say I'm not me, but I'm gonna look at something I posted. If I look at it as a prospect, would I sign up with this person? Right? Ask yourself those questions. If I'm looking at this post, how is this going to make me feel? It makes me feel inspired. It makes me feel curious on what she does, right? Or this is something that I'm so attracted to. I just want to message her, right? Those are going to be the things that you want to ask yourself if you should be posting this specific thing or not. You have to post with attention. How is this post going to make someone feel, right? Is this post going to do this? Is this post going to make sales? Is this post going to do that, right? And that's how you should know if you should post it or not. Because the more you post, that's just random, right? It's just views that's just views, right? You're posting on social media to grow your residual income, make it worth it, right? Value marketing as well. So this can kind of go like hand in hand with attraction marketing because you're still posting on social media, but really educating people. Is what I'm about to post going to give people value, give people gems, educate someone, right? Value marketing is when you're just doing talking stories. And for me, like people ask me, how do you like come up with your talking stories? Number one, have like a list of like all the talking stories that you've seen other people do to kind of give you guys some inspo. But for me, I like to go on Pinterest and I like to look up, let's say I want to talk about mindset. So I go on there, look up mindset quotes. I'll find like three like main ones on there, and then I'll add like my 2 cents onto those, but go base off of that. It gives you kind of the start of how you need to do your talking stories, or you can do some sort of like story time, or you can go on and do like a get ready with me or a come with me through my day. Okay, I'm waking up, I'm trading. This is what I see on the charts. Oh, this trader just sent this tapped trade. This is the profit that I made. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the gym, so forth, right? Value marketing is going to be something so important. Oh, I added this. Perfect. Talking stories, you guys. Okay, take a screenshot, take some pictures because here's a list of so many things that you guys can talk about. Okay, like a copy and paste breakdown, tap to trade breakdown, inflation, what's happening in this world, right? Compound trading, power of social media, like all of that good stuff. I highly recommend you guys to go on there. Like, this is just so much value that you guys can give out, and it's something that you can do kind of in a repetitive sense. Like, Monday, you talk about trading, Tuesday, you talk about mindset, Wednesday, you talk about this, Thursday, etc., right? Really break it down for you guys. So I'll keep this on here for like 5 more seconds just because I know you guys will probably not be able to write all this, but make sure you take your screenshot or a picture of this. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. You guys, here are the no-nos for talking stories. So filler words, okay? Your uhs, okay? When you guys do this, and this was a habit that I had so much and I still do on TikTok, if you guys edit on TikTok or CapCut, there's a way for you guys to take away the filler words. Like it won't even like show with the way your mouth, like the way you say like CapCut will cut it to where it's like closed. It's so weird, but it worked. So you guys can get rid of all of the filler words like the so, right? Pauses while you guys are talking, okay? Let's say you're talking about like tap to trade on your guys' stories and you're saying like, so this is where an educator is going to analyze. Like, you want to kind of speed it up. Even if you guys might need to speed it up, like on the actual video itself, you guys can edit that. Okay? So, even if you have those pauses, maybe like regroup and just edit those two together, but don't post it with the pauses. Talking about nonsense, you guys, like rambling on your story. Of course, for me, I love like showing my personality. I think you guys should always show your personality on your guys' social media. But I'm talking about when like people are like, oh, like my dog just like took a shit right here and I'm like trading like Don't do that. You guys, like, you want to make sure that you guys are like, it makes sense on what you're saying because, again, your social media is now your portfolio. It's like your job resume. You wouldn't write that down on a job resume at a 9 to 5 job, would you? Right? Like, treat your social media like as a business, like Jay was talking about earlier. Like, if you treat things as a hobby, you're gonna get paid as a hobby. But if you treat it like a business, you're gonna get paid as a business. Same thing applies in network marketing, you guys. Talking longer than 5 minutes, oh my gosh. People's attention span are really small sometimes, okay? You will catch people's attention, but for them to watch the rest of your video all depends within the first 5 seconds, okay? Don't have the video be 5 minutes long because when I'm looking at someone's like talking story and I'm seeing like the duration of the time, if it's like 30 seconds, 1 minute, I'm still very interested. But sometimes when I see like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm not watching this. It's going to be the same way that other prospects are going to react as well. Like, if you want to talk that much, go on like TikTok Live, go on Instagram Live, right? Reading a script. People can tell. People can tell, you guys, okay? This was one of the most common mistakes that I made in the beginning of my business. I remember my first like opportunity call, best believe I was reading a script and watching the recording was just so hard to watch. You guys, we all make mistakes and these are some of the ones that I made. Like you can have a script, but rehearse it and don't make it so obvious, you guys. Like, if the camera is here and your eyes are here, we know you're reading a script, you guys. Get used to when you're actually reading it, if you do have one, like, have some emotion, right? Like, the way that you guys sound, people will notice that. Sounding like an AI, okay? Be yourself, be as authentic as possible. That's what people actually want to see. So these are the three things that I always tell my people when it comes to posting. The way that you post must always entertain, educate, or inspire. That's gonna go back into the, I don't know if I should post this. These are gonna be the main things that you guys always want to target. But I think okay, let's see. Should I show you guys this? Okay, I'll show you guys this. We're almost done anyways. So, systems. I love systems, especially when it comes to closing prospects, because once you've done everything else on the slideshow that I showed you, you built your credibility, you're getting views, you're getting all of these people messaging you. It's overwhelming. You don't know what to do anymore, right? You need some sort of system. What do you do next, right? Because for me, when it comes to, let's say, when I have a viral video, I'll have like hundreds and hundreds of messages. Even with me now, like I get about 30, 50 people messaging me, like, how do I get started, like every single day? And sometimes, of course, I don't have time to go on there, jump on calls with them all individually. Like, I need something. Number one, opportunity calls, leverage your uplines. You guys, that's why they do opportunity calls, webinars, right? Master classes. The other thing, it's my most favorite is your beacons. So here is, oh, I didn't know I was gonna be able to press this. So I have two beacons. Here's my Telegram channel. Okay, this is where I do like the free trials. People get attracted to the word free. I like to send signals. If you guys want to do this but don't know how to trade, you can just simply like screenshot like once or twice a week, screenshot like a signal that I've sent or somebody else has sent, put it in there for people to try on a demo just so they can see earning potentials, right? And then I have like the get started, how to copy and paste, but the one that's really dedicated to my social media is going to be my personal brand one here. So I have a what do I do, right? And then like how they can actually get started. So I have my channel that always just showcase a lot of testimonials. I put the results lab um channel thing in here as well. I have the Akashx membership and then I have the online income, my what I do video, how do I get started. I also have a work with me form because follow-ups, okay, we're not talking about closing or anything, but I will say a little bit about follow-ups is going to be something that's so important when you're trying to make sales and closing. Follow-ups are like everything to me. And so when you have a work with me form, people fill out, they leave their IG, they tell you if they have enough funds to start, they give you a reason as to why they should have the mentorship. You have a list, you already have a funnel of prospects. So if you're not making any sales today, you just go back on the form and there's so many people you can cold message again, right? Follow up with again. And then I have my affiliate link there as well. But I think I have just one more slide and it's my Telegram channel. This is so crazy. I started this when I was just starting the presentation. I made this, I think, 2 months ago, and my channel already has like 700 plus people. And when I put the screenshot, it was at 477, you guys. Again, attraction marketing is going to always pull people to systems or your social media to where they're always just interested and curious and wanting more. Even if people might not sign up with you right away, people might sign up with you guys later. So just keep them somewhere. For me, I like to keep them in a channel on Telegram and my Google form, for an example, right? Not just my social media, but something that's always going to give more value as well. But that's my social media training for you guys. Thank you guys so much for having me on here. Hopefully, you guys got some gems or just heard something that made you guys feel motivated or educated you guys. And to be honest, like I know majority of you guys are on like Jay's, Tenzin, and Josh's team. Like you guys, like they're really good on social media too. Like I'm looking at their social media and I'm just like, damn, because the common excuse that I hear from majority of guys on my team is like, oh, like girls make it so much easier because they just post on social media and so natural, but like they literally like boss it up on their social medias as well. And I love seeing it. And as for all of like the ladies that's on this call as well, like one of the things that I like to post, I'm gonna leave you guys with right now is woman empowerment. Like you have to understand, and sorry, like guys, I don't mean to offend you, but this is such a male-dominated industry. Okay? Like show up for yourself, build your guys' confidence, like just do your thing on your guys' social media because it's male dominated because we let them dominate that industry. Show up for yourselves as well, okay? Post about woman empowerment, post about what you guys do, okay? And ignore everybody else. Everyone else is weird. But that's it from me, you guys. The next person that I would love to come on here, and I know I'm still gonna be taking notes because this individual has honestly like inspired me so much because I see the way he posts, I see the way he leads, I see the way he always shows up, you guys. Like there's not many leaders in this space who make 6 to 7 figures and is still like with the trenches with this team, like still getting ready to put in the work with the team, but he always does that. And it's something that I admire so much because again, it's hard to find really rare good people within this industry, but he's such an amazing person. He's helped so many people. Okay. I know he's educated so many of you guys, even so many of my team that's on this call as well. And I'm just excited to hear and get another training from you, Josh. So you have the mic. Thank you guys for having me on here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Guys, drop some ones in the chat for that training that Arabella just did. I mean, man, 20 years old and you know that much about running an online business. It's absolutely insane. I actually took screenshots of a lot of the things that you were posting because we run social media trainings, but I was like, that is a great thing to add in there. So, huge shout out to you. Thank you for dedicating, excuse me, the time to each and every single one of us to teach us. You know what I mean? It's very cool. That's why I like unity. You know what I mean? Like, guys, Arabella isn't even on the same lineage or same team at all, but we're collaborating and working together. And that's how you build a successful company, right? So I appreciate you a ton. Obviously, Tippa and Jay, thank you guys for your training. Real quick, as we continue this, we have two more speakers, me and one other absolute rock star, right? So shout out to everyone who stayed on the call so far. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss the last obviously speaker on this call, but let's get everyone's cameras on. Okay, turn your cameras on, guys. It's Saturday, right? If you want to go build a successful business, and shout out to the people who have their camera on, right? I see you guys. Let's go. But if you want to go build a successful business, you can't be a keyboard warrior and hide behind your screen. You have to get in the front of the stage. You have to get in the middle of the battlefield, right? And it starts with just showing your camera. Okay, so I'll tell you that, guys. You have to get out of your comfort zone because you die in your comfort zone. You got to get outside of it so you can grow, right? One of the daily goals that we have in the business is to speak in the Telegram chat every single day, talk to the team, right? You guys see how I post so much inside the Telegram chat? Drop a one if you see me post in the Telegram chat before. Just drop a one in the chat if you see me post in the Telegram chat before, right? I don't do that because I was appointed it. I don't do that because that's my job. I do it because that's one of the daily goals. I've been doing that since I was making $0 a month in this business. I remember I got started in Matthew Thayer, Joey Wilson's team, which all of you should know who that is, right? But I got started in their team and they're like, we want you to message in the chat every single day. And I was like, was like, about what? I was like, I'm brand new. I was like, you got thousands of people in this Telegram. I go, well, I don't know what to say. I don't have any value. And they're like, figure it out. Talk in there every single day. Post motivational quotes. Post about your trading. Post about calls coming up. Promote stuff. Edify people. Go crazy. And I was like, all right. They go, the reason why is because one day, if you want a 6 or 7 figure business and you want that many people inside of your business, you're going to be used to already talking to that many people. Okay. So turn on your cameras, guys. Let's get started. We got one more speaker. I'm going to rifle through some stuff. I see a lot of familiar names on this call. Welcome, welcome. If you don't know who my name is, or if you don't know my name, it's Josh Amundsen. I'm 28 years old. I got started in this business on December 18th of 2018. Okay, some of you are 18 years old on this call, man. You were literally barely a teenager when I got started, right? They call me Unc now, so that's pretty cool. But I've been doing this business for a while. I know exactly how to get to a 6+ figure income. It took me 2 years and 1 month to do it. There's nothing special about me, guys, right? I hated social media. I didn't like socializing in general. And I found this business and I just decided to change my life, right? I decided to change, a lot of things about me so I could attract the life that I wanted. And if I can do it, you can do it, right? So there are so many new releases, first of all, inside of Akashics that are coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I'm so excited. I've been trading for 10 years and I've been inside of this industry for 7 years full time. Right? I've never seen the stuff that is coming out inside of this company ever. First of all, in any other company, but even in my own experience of being in this industry, I'm absolutely pumped out of my mind. For those of you that saw, obviously Zeus came out, right? The fact that we have a platform that you can connect your account to the Akashics crypto educators and you're able to have it automatically traded for you where you don't have to touch it is insane, right? That is absolutely insane. So I'm so fired up, guys. I just got, my stuff set up. I haven't, deposited much. I put $500, hooked it up to a copy trading system, get a proof of concept, but I'm excited to start allocating a lot of my money to that because I love cryptocurrency. For those of you who don't know, I've been trading crypto for 9 years now. It's one of my favorite things to trade. So Zeus is unbelievable, right? We're going to obviously, for those of you that have the onboarding system, we're going to import how to actually use Zeus, how to actually connect to the copy trader in the onboarding system. Okay. So you guys are all going to know how to do it. Obviously, guys, with Tap to Trade, I mean, our partnership with TradeX Mastery has paid out over $2.5 million in withdrawals and payouts to the Akashics community. $2.5 million. I mean, you go look at any other trading group. I don't even care if they're in network marketing. It's probably less than 2% of that that are getting results like that. It's absolutely insane how many lives we're changing. If you haven't won yet, it's because you haven't given yourself enough time. You have to give yourself time to learn this skill, right? And we're not going to go too much into it, but there's obviously new leaders getting started every single day, guys. We have the best. Excuse me, guys. 1 second. I had to clear my throat. We have the best trading platform on the entire planet. If this happens to be your first company, your first trading platform, I give you applause. That's awesome, right? The first one I got started in that Tippa talked about, I'll tell you what, man, there wasn't a whole lot of making money going on. Okay. So it's super awesome if you're obviously, first time in this company. If it's not your first company, we're all here for a reason, guys. This is the best trading platform on the planet. Thousands of people are joining on a monthly basis, and we're about to make a really, really big impact, okay? Now, there's also a new comp plan to make it so simple for people to understand if they want how to go create a residual income. How do you make $5,000 every single month residually? How do you make $10,000 a month every single month residually, right? It's very, very simple to understand it. And then what's really cool is we're coming out with something absolutely insane, something that's going to shake the entire industry. This is Akashics V2. There has been no word about what it is, about what's coming out, but me and Jay have a pretty good idea of what it is, right? And I've never seen this before. And you know where they're going to be releasing it? You know where they're going to be displaying what it actually is? It is the Florida Akashics Breaking Boundaries July 12th event. I've even heard that at that event, potentially everyone who's there is going to be able to be a beta user of the new Akashics V2 platform. I've just heard, right? Not a guarantee. Okay. So I'm so pumped to be there, guys. It's all going to be released at the event. So many new things are coming out. I'm so excited, right? Now let's get into it a little bit and then we're going to switch gears and pass over to the next speaker. But I just want to talk about this real quick, okay? For those of you that are brand new in less than a month, I understand you're still learning, you're still on your journey. It took me 6 months of being in this business to actually take it serious. 6 months to take it serious. I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out, right? And then I heard something that completely changed my entire life. And so if you don't have a notebook out, I would recommend getting a notebook out to write this stuff down, okay? Because it's not about what you can learn. And it's not about what you can do, it's about what you can teach other people. Because what you can teach other people is duplicatable, and that's what each and every single one of us are after is duplication. So take a notebook out because if you're forgetting about what you learned today, how are we supposed to help the people tomorrow? Okay? So, I heard this and it changed my entire life. It was the decisions or so the decisions or lack of decisions that you made 2 to 3 years ago, the decisions or lack of decisions that you made 2 to 3 years ago is the reason you have the results you currently have. The decisions or lack of decisions that you made 2 to 3 years ago is the reason that you have the results you have right now. This is about your weight, your health, your wealth, your mindset. This is about literally everything under the sun in terms of your life. It's all about the decisions or lack of decisions you made 2 to 3 years ago. Okay? So what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? That means that the decisions or lack of decisions that we make right now will determine where we'll be in 2 to 3 years from now. The decisions or lack of decisions we make starting today, moving forward, will determine where we will be in 2 to 3 years from now. I heard this 6 months into the industry. I wasn't doing anything. I was 1 foot out or 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I wasn't showing up to Zoom calls. I wasn't doing my daily goals. I was literally not taking this serious at all because I wasn't taking myself serious. But then I heard that and I was like, wow, the reason why I'm broke, busted, and disgusted, the reason why I have no money, at the time I heard this is because of the decisions I made 2 to 3 years prior. And so the reason I bring that up is this, okay? I want you to imagine this, all right? Imagine the worst version of yourself. Just imagine this, the worst version of yourself, the worst health, the worst wealth, the worst love, the worst happiness, like the worst possible version of yourself that you could imagine in your head. And now I want you to imagine the best version of yourself, the one that they say you meet when you pass away, the version you could have been, right? The healthiest, the wealthiest, the strongest, the happiest, the most loving, the best optimal version of yourself. Okay. Now you have these two versions of yourself, right? Imagine they're two buttons. Okay. Every single day, we make choices, we make decisions, we choose what we want to do with the 24 hours in our day. We choose the things we want to participate in, the things we don't want to do, the people we want to hang out with, the events we don't want to go to, right? Every single choice and decision, you're voting for one of those versions of yourself. Every decision, everything you make. The whole reason you are where you are right now is because of you've been voting your entire life for the best version, the worst version. Some of you need to start stacking positive wins more than negative. You have to vote for the person you want to be. I used to hear this growing up. I was in my teenage years, and my mom used to be like, "Listen, Josh, is the decisions you're about to go make right now pushing you closer to your goals or making you go further away from them?" She was saying, "Are you voting for the worst version of yourself or the best version of yourself?" Every single day, we have to start making the right decisions to get to who we want to be. We have to think about what we're thinking about. You have to become like consciously aware of what you're actually doing with your life. Like, think about it in a deeper level. Most people are living their life on autopilot. They're just cruising through life. They're thinking about what they're going to eat later. This is why we talk about building a vision board. See where you want to go. Imagine who you want to be. What kind of car do you want to drive? What house do you want to live in? How fit do you want to be? What do you want your body fat percentage to be? How much money do you want in your bank account? Who do you want your friends to be? Where do you want your family to live? Right? You got to start imagining that best version of yourself and then choosing the right decisions every day that'll get you closer to that person. Okay. Guys, I want you to drop some sevens in the chat if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Right? We are starting to make today the right decisions. So in 2 to 3 years from now, we can be the person we want to be. It all starts with today. If you guys heard of the compound effect, right? All these daily wins or daily losses, right? You're choosing the worst version of the best version. All of these start to compound day after day after day after day, and they turn you in and give you your current results. Okay. So it's really, really important to understand this, guys. Now, on this journey, you have to understand there is no elevator to success, right? They call it being a poser in this industry. There is no, you get lucky out of nowhere and you're randomly making $100,000 a month. You have to take control of your future, right? I see so many people that are hiding behind their mentor's shadow. They're hiding behind their leader's shadow. They're hiding behind it. Like if they go up, I'll go up, right? You have to become your own boss. You got to take control of your life, right? This was 6 months into the business when I heard this. I was 21 years old and I was like, I looked at Jay, he's my business partner. I was like, we have to go take this thing to the moon. We have to take responsibility and accountability for what our results currently are and what they're going to be. And what do? We cut out all distractions. We cut off anything that wasn't serving us and it was in our way of reaching where we wanted to be. We wanted it that bad, right? What do we really do every single day? Does anybody know what the 3 P's are? Type in the chat. What are the 3 P's that we do every single day? Okay. Prospect, present, and promote, right? Ladies and gentlemen, your trading journey is your own journey. If you want to go build a business where you can do tax deductions, travel the world, speak to people, help change lives, right? Build the actual business. That's where we prospect, present, and promote every single day. It's very simple. We prospect people online and in person every single day about what it is that we do. We get new contacts, we build our network, and then we present to new people. We show them the information on Zoom or in person every day, at least 3 to 5 times a day if you want to go full time, right? And then we promote. You guys see how all the speakers on this call, all the other calls you've been on for this whole month, we're talking about Florida, the Akashics event, we're promoting it. It's not because we make money from it, it's because that's one of the 3 P's. You promote things that the company is doing. That's all we're doing every single day. Now, I want you to imagine this, okay? There is an individual who is on the team, and I believe he is at Tipa's house right now. Yeah, there's an individual on the team, and everyone in Tipa's living room is probably like, "Who is it?" But there's an individual, right? I was doing a call to this individual yesterday, and they want to hit the diamond rank before the end of the month. They want to hit the diamond rank before the end of the month, right? That's 25,000 volume in your business. And they wanted to know, hey, Josh, if you were me, what would you do? Okay. Well, what I'm willing to do, ladies and gentlemen, and what some people are willing to do is what most people are not willing to do. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win. Literally, like sacrifice crazy hours, wake up early, go to bed late, right? I'm willing to do that. But this is what I told the individual. And I just want you to put this in perspective, all right? I want you to think about, I know some of you have kids, some of you have jobs, some of you are very busy, right? I get it, but you make time for the things that you really care about. I care about my why. I care about my future. I care about my future family. Okay. And so I told this individual, here's what I would do. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to think about how much work you've been putting in, how serious you've been taking your goals. And I want you to just compare it to what this individual is about to do for the next 10 days of this month. Okay. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Here's what I told this individual. I'm like, you want to go and smack the diamond rank so you can be on the private yacht that's out in Florida. It's going to be a mega yacht, guys, 70, 80 feet. You want to be able to be in the diamond lounge with all the top earners and stuff like that. You want to be able to be in the private diamond and above group chat with all the top earners in the company. And I was like, here's what I would do. Okay. I was like, your entire day for the next 10 days of this month is, or, 9, 10 days of this month is dedicated to your goals and straight grind. Nothing else. Okay. Literally nothing else a part of your day. All right. And I was like, this is what you got to do. You start off a day with every single hour of the day is doing presentations. Now, are they all the same type of presentations? No. I'm telling him, I'm like, dude, no matter what the hour is of the day, it has to be filled with a presentation. I'm like, Zoom call at 11, Zoom call at 12, Zoom call at 1, Zoom call at 2. And I go, tell your team to come over and hang out with you and then sit in the living room. And while you're doing these Zoom calls, I'm like, have them invite everyone they know in the local area for 3, 6, and 9 p.m. And I'm like, so you're doing 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock Zoom call presentations. Right when that's done, you're talking at 3 o'clock in the living room with everyone that they just invited. And you do a presentation to all those people. When they get started, tell all those new people, hey, do you want to get a free membership? Do you want to not have to pay anymore? Invite to 6 p.m. We're going to do the same thing here in 3 hours. As they're inviting more people, I told this individual, go back to Zoom calls. Zoom call 4 o'clock, Zoom call 5 o'clock. Maybe the Zoom call 5 o'clock is for your team outside of Minnesota. Maybe you're doing a launch call for them. And I'm like, all day long, you're hanging with your team. Everyone's inviting you, doing living room presentations. Every single hour outside of that is Zoom calls. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that all of you have to do that. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, what are you willing to do to win? Are you willing to go psycho mode? You got to be a little bit crazy to win big. Think about it. All the successful entrepreneurs and business owners on the internet around the world, they're a little crazy, right? It's not bad to be a little crazy. You got to be obsessed with wanting to be the best version of yourself. Now, you know what's going to hold you back? Number one thing that'll hold you back? Your environment. That is the number one thing that's going to hold you back. You have to surround yourself with people that are on the same mission as you. If you're hanging out with people and all they want to do is smoke weed and drink, that's probably what you're going to be doing most of the week, every week. If you hang out with people that only want to read books all the time, you're probably reading books all the time. If you want to hang out with people that, sleep until 1, 2, 3 o'clock every day, you'll probably be the fifth one. You have to hang out with sharks, hang out with people that are so serious about their goals, and it'll rub off on you, right? The only reason this individual that I told that structure to is able to do that is because he's hanging out with people who are also willing to do that. Makes sense, right? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I want you to write down a couple things. Here's what my mentor told me 6 months in. I'm like, you know what? I was like, I want to win. I want to win big and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And he told me these things, okay? He said the first thing he ever thought to himself when he made that decision is, let's just get the money thing done. Let's just get the job done. If you want to go hit the 6-figure rank, let's go get it done. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's put it in the books. Let's make it happen. So that was the first thing he told me is, let's just get the job done. He said it all the time. He's like, dude, screw going to do that. Don't go do that. He goes, don't hang out with them. He goes, let's go get the job done. And I was like, thank God I got you in my life because I was about to go waste a bunch of time. Okay. The next thing he told me is this: success loves speed. Okay. An airplane cannot get off the ground without going full speed. You can't go out and build an absolute successful business in any entrepreneurial career without going full speed. You have to give this everything you got and get it off the ground. And once your business is off the ground, guess what? The plane slows down a little. You're gliding now. Okay. You just have to get your business off the ground. You got to give it everything you got. Right. And I believe each and every single one of you, first of all, for showing up to this call, you have what it takes. Guys, there was nothing special about me at all. I just learned to be coachable and teachable, and I was willing to do what other people weren't willing to do. And guess what? Since I made those decisions and choices, it paid off. In 2 years and 1 month, I was able to hit a 6-figure income. Okay. You can do it too, but you have to be as serious as me and these other leaders were. Okay. Now, during this run, all right, when you want to change your life, when you want to go all in on your business, who here has figured out what their why is? Okay. I want you to drop a one in the chat if you know what your why is. Like, why are you doing this? Your why is supposed to make you cry. It's supposed to be the most important people or thing in your entire life. It has to be strong. It can't be, I just want to get rich. That's not strong enough. Everyone wants to get rich. Everyone wants to have financial freedom. It has to be something that makes you want to cry when you think about it. Pay off your family's medical debt, pay off credit card debt for your family, help your kids, help your future family, retire your parents. It has to be something powerful. Okay. Now, when I'm talking about what that individual is about to go through, right? That individual that's at Tippa's house, I believe. I was talking to him about his why, like how bad do you want it? What are you willing to do to fulfill that why? And so I want you guys to think about your why right now. I want you to think about your why. What is your why? Okay. Picture your why in your head. What is your why? Now, is your why important enough where you're willing to do whatever it takes? Is your why important enough for you to show up to the Florida Akashex July 12th event and change your entire life? This right here is where winners are created. Okay. If your why is important enough, you will be at this event. Because I'll tell you what, I want you to think about this. Okay. I've never met a 6 or 7 figure earner that doesn't go to every single company event. And so if your why is really powerful and it's actually important enough to you, there should be no excuses that you let stand in your way of coming to this event. Zero. I would do anything to be to be able to come to this event. Right? My first event 3 months in, guys, we had no money. We made it happen because we're like, our why is strong enough. Okay. So if you haven't made the decision yet, I just want you to think about this. Okay. I've never met any 6 or 7 figure earners that skip company events. I want you to think about this right now. Okay. Who is going to suffer in your life if you don't go to this event? Who in your life is going to pay the price because you didn't commit to bettering yourself? Who is going to keep struggling? Who's going to keep having to work? Who's going to keep having to, not have enough food on their plate because you didn't make the decision to level up your life? That's why these events are so important. Your why has to be strong enough that you attend and you change your life. When you get home, you will not be the same person. You will change your life dramatically. This right here is the start of choosing the best version of yourself. This right here is the start of the decisions that are going to determine where you are in 2 to 3 years from now. Okay. So I hope you guys make the decision to come. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. It's only $49 to attend this event. Absolutely crazy. My first event, I had no money. I was broke, busted, disgusted. It was $300 for a ticket, right? It's an absolute beautiful venue. You guys can see right here, there's going to be top earners all over the entire building. This is the private Diamond Lounge that people are going to have access to. I also want to mention Diamonds and Above. There's a yacht party, guys. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. We're going to have private leadership dinners as well. Private Airbnb masterminds, right? For those of you that are obviously coming, there's Airbnbs. We're going to hold masterminds at them. And it's going to be one heck of an experience. So I'm super, super excited. Now, last thing I want to mention before I pass it over, if you are in Minnesota, we have a speaker right after this, okay? If you are in Minnesota on June 28th, Saturday at 11 a.m., we are holding another one of the huge Super Saturday trainings. This is where Matthew Thayer, Joey Wilson, Jay Patnote, Tippa, right? Every single one of us is going to this event. Okay. And we're going to be sharing so much power. And guess what? It's not just us speaking at this event. We have a lot of up and coming leaders that are going to be speaking at this event too. So I'm super, super excited. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over and switch gears. Let me make sure my man is on the call. I'm going to go ahead and co-host them. But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that stayed on, you are going to get a lot of value right now, okay? This individual is the same age as me. He's 28 years old, and he has been absolutely crushing this business on the highest level you possibly can right out of the gate, guys. He had a very, very successful career, and he literally did a 360 in his life and went all in on this business. And he's seen the power of it. He's helped thousands and thousands of people around the world, online, in person. He's spoken on stages to thousands of people, right? He's a multi six-figure earner. And I couldn't be more blessed and grateful to call him a friend, but also a mentor to me and thousands of people inside this company. Okay. So, with that being said, give it up for my man, Noah Ortiz. Drop some ones in the chat, baby.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, bro. Dropping the heat, and not much I need to follow up on there. You guys pretty much covered everything there. So blessed to be partnered with you guys, all of you, Josh, Jay, Arabella, Tippa, all of you. I've learned something from every single person I've ever been connected with in network marketing, and I think that's one thing that we can all agree on is you can learn something from everybody, and everybody has a different approach. Josh is amazing with systems and social media and marketing and all this other stuff. Jay is great at communicating and being able to give people a simple route to going out there and taking this business to the next level. Obviously, Arabella crushing it on the charts and in the social media side of things, going and cracking 50K very quickly. Tippa, about as young as it gets for somebody to be at the six-figure rank. So you guys all have something as far as value to bring to the table. And I'm just blessed to be connected to all of you guys. I don't want to take any more than maybe 5-10 minutes here. I know we're already a little bit over time. But the priority is number one, getting to the event. That is literally all that matters. And you guys keep hearing it, but I just want to see by a show of hands, literally hands. Some of you guys have your camera on. Austin, Zoom user, Melody. How many of you guys? Raise your hand if you're going to that event in Fort Lauderdale. You going to be there? Okay, cool. If you don't have your hand raised right now and you have your camera on, for me, I don't know, man. You're not my type of person. And you might have a really good excuse, but here's my thing. I was making $180,000 a year. I had nobody signed up in my business. I had never done network marketing before. I had never placed a single trade. I got a voice message from a 22-year-old kid that had one person enrolled in his team on a Thursday. The next day, I quit my job, booked a flight, showed up across the country in Florida. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, for those of you guys that don't know, at that event. How many of you guys would do that? And my point is very simple. A lot of times it takes you being disgusted with where you're at for you to really put your foot down and be committed to doing something different like that. And maybe for you guys, you're in this opportunity to do this part-time, to build additional streams of income, to learn how to trade. I'm just not your guy. I'm not. I don't even know how to fake it anymore. And so for me, I fell in love with this process so early. And when I went to that event, the only reason that I am where I am today is number one, because I went there, but number two, because of the how that I got there. Me quitting my job, me showing up there. I remember everybody clouding Joey after lunch broke out and everybody's getting ready to go and take a break. And they're asking him for pictures and autographs and all sorts of stuff. And I'm sitting there like, dude, I don't even know what's going on right now. I don't have anybody here I know. I'm just sitting in the back of the room observing. And I just remember everyone asking Joey all these questions. And eventually he looks at me and he's like, you're the only one not breathing down my neck. Who are you? And the 22-year-old kid that signed me up literally told him, Joey, this is the dude that quit his six-figure sales job to be here. And that was the ding, ding, ding for Joey that told him, you might be crazy enough to do this. Here we are today. Wow, life looks a lot different. But my point is very simple, man. You have to show some form of commitment to the people that can help you get to where you want to be inside of this space. Whether it's Josh, whether it's Jay, whether it's Tippa, these guys can all put you in their passenger seat and literally transform your life overnight. It is that simple for them. And so for me, I'm in a similar position. But when I don't see people show up to these events, knowing what I know now, I feel like you're lying to yourself. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. It's 11:15 in the morning here in Arizona. If you guys are in Central Time, it's already in your afternoon. What are you doing on this call right now if you're not going to that event? Actually, man, it's Saturday. You could be doing anything else with your time on the weekend, having a good time. But clearly you're on this call because you want to learn. You want to make this work. You guys want to get to full-time income. You want to have an impact. You want the recognition. You want to speak on stage. You want to go hit 50, 100K affiliate. You want to be remembered for something bigger than just going and working a job for 40 years of your life, right? Like those are my things. So if you're on this call right now, why the hell have you not booked your ticket yet? With Brand Bucks, it's like what, like $50, $100 maybe? It's crazy. I think I paid like 200 for my first event ticket, man. And I went by myself. I didn't know anybody. Most of you guys have either enrolled someone, you've seen profit on the charts, you're connected to people personally that have already helped you a lot. I didn't know anything, man. I got thrown into a Telegram group chat in our other company we were in previously to this. There was 120 people in it, dead as can be. There was no launch system. There was nothing. I didn't know anything about network marketing, how to launch my business, how to invite, how to edify, how to present, nothing until I went to that event. But I still went. So you guys know all of these things, and you guys just got to listen to Josh break down how we're going to be on a yacht out there, how you're going to get to go to Airbnb masterminds, meet the versions of yourself from all over the world, connect with people, network. That's literally your responsibility inside of this industry, network marketing, right? You have so many benefits sitting in front of you for going. And you could probably make this trip, regardless of where you're at in the country, especially if you're in the United States, for less than $1,000. If you book your flight right now, you book your ticket right now, you could probably find a way to do it for well less than $1,000. And if you need to sleep on somebody's floor, sleep in the bathtub, do it, bro. I can promise you it will change your freaking life. And so for me, I sit here today as a living, breathing testament of what it looks like to just go to the event. That's it. I just went to the event. Once I got to the event, everything else changed. I heard people speaking up on the front of the stage, people that are making $100,000, $1 million a month, whatever. And I heard a couple people speaking. I'm like, bro, there's no difference between them and me. Why can't I do this? But I never got to see that up close and personal and be able to truly believe for myself that it was possible until I went. Sitting behind these Zoom calls is great. Shaking Josh and Jay's hand in person is better. You know what I mean? You guys getting to go there and meet Josh Weigel and him get to recognize your face, and then you go take off and you go sign up 1,000 people in the next 6 months. You go crack 100K affiliate in the next 6 months. He's going to remember your face. And then he's going to be talking about you on the next MDC webinar where they do a big company Super Saturday. That was me when I first came into Akashics. They told me, hey, go out and roll everybody. And I think I had 2 weeks to get it done. It was August 14th, I think we launched, if I'm not wrong. Josh and Jake could probably correct me. But August 14th of last year, halfway into the month. So I had half a month to make number one on the leaderboard for the company. I think I signed up like 40 personals. Every single one of you guys could do that same thing. But right after I did that, guess what happened? I worked myself into proximity with Josh, with Jefferson Santos, with John Haremza. And all of a sudden I got asked, hey man, you want to speak on the company webinar for our Super Saturday? I'm like, heck yeah, that's how this game's played, baby. All of you guys need to understand that. You need to play this game. It's network marketing. Yes, you go prospect, you go present, you go promote. But you also need to network inside of your network. Work yourself into the rooms of people who can help you fast track this business because you can't do it by yourself. I've had a lot of help, but I deserve it because I show up, because I have high energy, because every single day, no one has to question whether or not I'm working. Nobody has ever questioned that. There's not one person on this call that's questioned, has Noah Ortiz been working since he got started? Is he working today? It just sounds stupid to me. And I'm not boasting and bragging here. You guys all have the same 24 hours as I do. The only difference between me and you is the amount of time we choose to do what we choose to do every single day. So you heard Josh talking about the decisions you get to make. And the reason you're sitting in the spot you are right now, or in the clothes or the lack of clothes you're wearing right now, sitting wherever you're sitting, is because of the decisions you've made in the past. So for me, I had to start changing things right away. And that change came at that event. And that's really all there is to it, man. So if you're in here in Arizona, we are doing a Super Saturday as well on the 28th. I highly recommend you get your butt into the seats so that you can be in proximity with everybody. We're keeping ours really tight knit. We're going to be focusing forward on Fort Lauderdale. I promise you guys, I promise you, that event will change your life. And if it doesn't change your life, come up to me at the event, say, hey, it didn't change my life. I need reimbursement, and I'll give you whatever amount of money you invested to get there. Actually, like I will, mark my words. If you come and you don't get the value out of whatever it was that you had to invest to get there, I don't care if you're in freaking Taiwan. If you got to book a flight and get there and it's $2,000 and you come and you say, "Hey, bro, I didn't get the value out of this," I'll give you 2,000. I'm dead ass serious because I know for a fact it will transform your life. And it's really cool to see some names on this call who are still here on a Saturday tuning in, not because you have to, but because you have the desire to learn and you already are booked for that event. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at that event. And I can promise you, those of you that come, your businesses will multiply as soon as you get done. And those of you that don't, you'll keep playing the addition game and it'll be a slow bleed. And then 30, 60, 90 days from now, you probably won't even be here. And this will be the last Super Saturday call you ever have. Don't make that your own case, man. Every single one of you guys, when you get started in network marketing, just like me, you get your vision back. You get all these people thinking forward. They're painting the picture. They're giving you the vision. They're giving you your dreams. They're putting it on a freaking whiteboard for you. They're saying, hey, I did it. I'm willing to teach you. Do this, this, and this. And that's all you have to do. But it starts with getting your butt to the event. That's all I really want to say. I want to pass this back to you guys, let you guys close this thing down. Josh, Jay, I don't know which one he wants to do it, but appreciate you guys for having me on. And I will see you guys in a few weeks.
All right. All right. I'm going to close this one out. So appreciate you, Noah. As always, just great, great energy. I'm excited to see you. I know you were just here in Minnesota. That was dope. But Fort Lauderdale is going to be another experience. We're going to be on the yacht. We're going to be in the lounge. We're going to be masterminding, and it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful experience. So give yourself a pat on the back for hopping on this call, guys. But to be honest, to have the amount of value and to be able to soak in all of this knowledge and then be able to go apply it is a blessing in and itself. So we do these every single Saturday, but next Saturday is going to be another level. All right. So get near, get in proximity. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and let's get it. See you guys in Florida.
Hey, you
Peace.
guys also too, if you haven't gotten your Florida tickets, once you get it, post a screenshot in the Telegram group chat that you're in, and let's get fired up, baby. Let's go. All right, y'all, take it easy. Have a good weekend, and let's crush it. Peace.